Hello everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back to my channel. Well, today there's no tutorial as such, but what I am going to do is review this gorgeous little Gemini mini die cutting and embossing machine. Now I know in an earlier video when my electronic die cutting machine couldn't be repaired, I said I wasn't going to get another one, but I thought I'd do a compromise and buy one of these little minis. They're not too expensive, they're very easy to store, easy to pick up. You can pick it up with one hand, well most people can anyway, I imagine. And as I say, they're easy to store, they don't take up a lot of room. So if you haven't got a lot of room, or you don't usually do die cutting, but sometimes you think you might like to, one of these little minis is the job for you. Now this is the Gemini mini, there are several brands out there, but I've got this one because I'm used to the Gemini products and I absolutely love them. And on this one, as I'm sure, I imagine the others have too, but I haven't checked them out, so I'm not entirely sure. There are suction pads on the base, so it'll sit nice and firmly when you stand it up. Yeah. It's got this particular one. I don't know if all minis are the same width, but this one has a cutting and embossing width of approximately 3.5 inches. And you can use it that way. It stands up like that, obviously. So you can use it that way for left-handed. Oh, yeah. And you can easily turn it round for right-handed. So you can use it whichever way you like. I'm going to use mine that way. And this machine, I'll lay it down just for a moment. This machine comes with two extra bits. You have, now this is the bit that you'd normally put an embossing folder into, but this is actually a cutting sandwich. And this one is an, oh, can't see that, I beg your pardon, move that over. And this purple one is an embossing shim. And I'm going to show you how easy and convenient this little machine is. So we'll start with the die cutting. We'll just stand that up. I know you can't see it, but you'll see what happens as it goes through. I can't put it on a tilt, otherwise I would. So I'll keep it there, and we are going to die cut this gorgeous little dragonfly, which came from I think it came from one of the magazines. I believe it was a John Lockwood. And all you do, you lay it down as you would normally when you're doing your die cutting. You start, and then you put it into the die cutting sandwich, the cutting sandwich, like that. Sorry, like that, so that it's all nice and firm. You can tape it down if you want to, but I didn't actually find, I've already had a little practice with this, and I didn't actually find the need to tape it down. Once you've got the sandwich on it, it sits quite nicely. And you just start turning, and it'll grab quite quickly. Once it's grabbed, hold the top and just turn it through. If you want to, you can bring it back again. I'm going to bring it back. And then just bring it through like that. Pop the machine to one side. Open up. Take your die out of there, and you have this most gorgeous little, in this case, dragonfly. Now if you've got these individual dies with or without stamps, you've got instant ephemera for your project, so they're brilliant. So that's the die cutting. So we'll keep all that together so I don't lose it, because I love this little die. This set's one of my favourites, so we'll keep that together. And then you have the embossing shim. Now what I've done with mine, I'll show you, I'll let you into a little secret. Now don't tell anyone I've done this, because they'll think I've gone loopy, which I might have done, but there you go. This was originally, this embossing folder originally, was a 6x6. Now it's one of those that fade, it starts as a full-size image and fades to almost nothing by the time you get over here. So what I've done, I've cut it down to a 3x3. Now, a word of warning here, my friends, don't cut this down. Don't start cutting your embossing folders about yourself unless you're completely confident you can do it without hurting yourself. And you've got a safety ruler, and don't do it when there are children around, because children being children will try and copy adults and they could get hurt. So don't do this when there are children around, and don't do this unless you've got a safety ruler or a very, very sharp pair of scissors. But even then, just make sure that you're confident enough to do it, otherwise you could get hurt, and we don't want that. So anyway, there are other smaller embossing folders around that you don't have to cut up. So I'm going to lay mine on top. All you do, you lay it on top of the shim like that. Very, very easy. So hold it down. You don't have to tape it or anything like that. You can if you want to, but I've never found it necessary. I've had a little practice run, a couple of them actually. So just push it through. I'm going to put my fingers on the top And I've got my thumb on the edge like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to turn it through. Once it goes through, it'll grab quite quickly. So just run it through like that. You can bring it back through again if you want to. I'm going to do that too. In fact, I might even do that a few times. Or just once more maybe. And then bring it through just to make sure. And if you want it a little thicker, you could add a piece of cardstock on the top as an extra shim, but we won't do that today. Because I imagine that'll probably have embossed quite nicely. I haven't looked, so... Oh, it has, yes. So that's embossed really nicely. If you wanted a deeper emboss, you could put a piece of card on the top, but I quite like that subtle. And you've got the debossed on the rear, on the reverse, which is nice. You could actually colour that in if you wanted to. I'm not going to. But there you go. There is our embossing, done with our gorgeous little machine. If I lay it down like that, then you can see the machine. And we used our shim like that. And if I just push it out a bit, I just pull it over, bring that over a bit. So we've got our embossing with our embossing shim, and our die cut. Let's see if I can just squeeze that in there with our die cutting sandwich. So there you go. There is my very quick review of this wonderful Gemini mini die cutting and embossing machine. So if you're new to crafting and you've never done it before, you've never done die cutting before, if you're new to this, I wouldn't suggest you start cutting your embossing folders about like I do if you're a new crafter. But if you're new to die cutting or you're new to crafting and you've never done die cutting before and you think, oh, I don't know if I want the expense of a big machine, I would recommend you get one of these little ones first because they're very inexpensive. And they're a great starter for die cutting. If you find you want the bigger ones later, by all means go ahead. But it's a great starter, and it's a great one if you just want to, even if you're a hardened crafter like me, and you don't want to get your big one out, your big machine out, you've got a little die, you just want to whop it through. This is great because you can keep it on your desk, you can put it wherever you like, you can craft on the go. So if you do demonstrations at craft clubs and things like that, you can just pick it up and take it with you. So it's absolutely wonderful. So I hope you've enjoyed my little review. I'm sure you can buy these from other places too, but I got mine from Craft Stash. I get all my craft supplies from Craft Stash because it's great to have everything in one place. They've got thousands of products and brands and it's absolutely wonderful, and the delivery is fantastic, especially if you're a VIP. So, and even if you're not, it's still good. So there you go. I will add a link to Craft Stash in the description below so that you can go and check it out for yourself. And I will see you in my next video. And in my next video, I'm going to show you something really crazy. I'm going to show you how I took a 5x7 embossing folder. I beg your pardon, got die cutting on the brain now. I'm going to show you how I took a 5x7 embossing folder, cut it down to, I'm not going to do the cutting on this channel, but I'll show you what the result is of cutting it down. I've cut it down and I'm going to show you how we can use this. And so by the time we finished, we'll make a 5x7 card with a fully embossed background. And I'm hoping you won't know the difference. By the time we finished it, with the embellishments and everything, it'll look like a fully embossed background and it won't look like it's been cut. But all will become as clear as mud, or hopefully a bit better than that. All will become clear in my next video, which I hope to have up fairly soon. So, long story short, we've had to let the carers go. I won't bore you with the details. So it's just Graham and me now. We will be having a district nurse coming in once a week just to check on him. So we're a bit more free with our time because we haven't got the carers coming and going. But that's fine. It's not a problem. So I will see you hopefully sometime over the weekend with my next video and showing you how we can cut, well, after they've been cut down, how we can turn a 3.5 inch into what looks like a 5x7 fully embossed background. So we'll have a go at that together next time. And in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this one. Thank you for those who subscribed. Thank you to our new subscribers for this month. That's absolutely wonderful. Thank you to our long-time subscribers. Lovely to have you on board as well. And if you're watching this video for the first time and you're not yet a subscriber and you've enjoyed seeing what I've done with this and the little demonstration and the review, do please click the notification bell and the subscribe button, and you will never miss another video, especially the next one that's coming up where we try and do the impossible. So I hope to see you soon. in my next video. And in the meantime, take care everybody. Thank you for watching. And as always, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.